Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Engineering Surveying, Day 1. My name's John Pavlik. I'll be your instructor. And for the next 3 Saturdays, we'll be exploring the fascinating world of engineering surveying. I'm very excited to be here. I can tell by the look on your faces that you are too. That's great. Looks like we have a small, intimate group this time, which is awesome. That means you guys are almost getting a private tutor lesson, all right? Before we begin, here's my contact information here, jdpavlik@gmail.com. If you have any questions at all from now until test time, please don't hesitate to give me a holler. I'll get back to you usually within the day. Sometimes I'm out of town. I'm retired now, so I try to go on vacation as much as I can. But even if I'm out of town, I'll still get back to you, all right? So sometimes the problem might be so complex it doesn't lend itself to email. If that's the case, just let me know and leave your phone number and I'll give you a call. Okay? Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Personally, I was born and raised in Pennsylvania. Right after high school, I came west seeking fame and fortune, as many of you did coming to California. My first ambition was to be in the movies, and I went to film school in Los Angeles. Not as an actor, I wanted to be a director. And that didn't quite work out as well as I had hoped, so I went to my second choice, and that was to become a land surveyor. So that's what I've been doing most of my life. I received my license in 1982, and before that, I went to night school as working during the day as a land surveyor and going to night school for 10 years. I got a degree in surveying and administrative management from Cal State Fullerton, and after I finally graduated from college, school had become such a big part of my life I couldn't stand not being at school anymore twice a week. So I took a job teaching at the Santa Ana College. It's California's oldest and first community college. And it's located, where is it again? In Santa Ana. Yeah, it's on the corner of Bristol and 17th. And so I worked there on staff in their survey program for almost 8 years. And when I first got the job, it was contingent on me having my teaching credentials. So while I was teaching as a working teacher, I also had to go back to school at UC Riverside, and I got my teaching credentials there. That took me another 2 years. On Saturday mornings, I went for that. So and then I finally got my LS in 1982. After that, I stopped teaching regular school and started teaching seminars, review seminars, focusing mainly on preparing people to take the professional exams. So I teach review courses for the LSIT, Land Surveyor and Training, which is now called the Fundamentals of Surveying, the FS. And it's kind of similar to your EIT, which they also have changed the name now. It's now called the Fundamentals of Engineering instead of the Engineering Training. And I teach a review course for the Land Surveyors exam. And I've been teaching this class here, the engineering survey class, for about 20 years. So over the past 20 to 25 years, I've helped thousands of people obtain their professional registration here in California, both as land surveyors and civil engineers. And I sincerely hope that I can do that for each and every one of you, okay? So that's enough about me. Let's talk a little bit about you guys. So, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody and tell us a little bit about yourself, where you work, what you do.
My name is Saul Pavlik, work at P.S. Yorman and Associates, concentrations in geotechnical engineering.
Okay.
I've been working there for 2 years. I went to school for my bachelor's at Cal State Fullerton, graduated in 2013.
Good school.
And then graduated at the same place, Cal State Fullerton, in geotech in 2015 with my master's.
Oh, outstanding. Okay. Have you taken the test before?
I've taken only the California exams, not the general exam.
Okay. Are you licensed in another state?
No.
Okay. So what are you taking this time? You taking all 3?
I'm taking all 3 tests.
Okay. That's a really big bite to chew, as they say. And I wish you all the best on that. Okay. And where are you from?
Here from Anaheim.
Anaheim. Okay, good. So you had a short drive. Okay. Paul, what about you, buddy?
Name is Paul Nom. I'm from Mission Viejo. I
Okay.
currently commute to Oceanside.
Oh,
Work at a private firm. There's only 4 people. We do land surveying mostly for San Diego County.
okay. What's the name of your company?
Civil Works.
Okay.
Been there for about 3 years. I got my bachelor in civil at Pavlik, Pomona.
Okay.
I got my master in environmental engineering at Fullerton.
Okay. I used to guest lecture at Cal Poly. Yeah, that was always fun. You had the senior seminar series. I would go up and do that. So that was always fun. My second son went to school there too, at Cal Poly. So, what about you? Have you taken the exam before?
No,
First time?
Just
Okay.
doing the survey and seismic part.
Okay. And then you're going to do the PE in the spring?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good. A little bit of time. Okay, Byron?
Byron Chavez. I am originally from Oklahoma City. I graduated from Oklahoma State University in 2007. After I graduated, I've bounced around for the last 10 years. I spent a couple of years in Kansas City, 3 years in Oklahoma City, and then 5 years in Austin, Texas. So I just relocated from Austin about 5 months ago. I work for a company named RS&H. It's engineers, architects, planners. Diaz Yorman is actually our geotechnical engineer on the project that I'm working on. So
Ah,
interesting.
well, how about
I work a
that?
lot with Plan ISA. So I primarily just do aviation work. So I just do airports. Started off working at very small general aviation airports across Kansas and Missouri, and has just kind of progressively gotten into the larger ones.
Now you're at LAX, and
I'm
that's
at
like the
LAX,
big
so
kahuna,
it's
man.
the second largest in the US.
Exactly.
I don't know where you go from here, but
Yeah.
we won a big project, a big taxiway project out there that we're working on, so that's what brought me out to California. I'm licensed in Oklahoma, Texas, Nevada, and working on Arizona. So this is my first time taking the survey or seismic
Okay.
since coming here.
Okay, good. Thank you. Jesse?
Yeah, from Indiana originally, and went to Purdue University, graduated in 2013 from Purdue, studied civil engineering there and focused in structural. And then when I graduated, went into construction, got a job with Turner Construction, and came out here. And recently left Turner, and I'm working for a smaller company called Irvine Builders. We specialize in hospital construction.
Oh, okay.
That's what I do. And then in terms of the exams, I took all 3 a year ago in October and failed all 3.
Wow.
Then I retook just the 8-hour in April and I passed the 8 hours.
Okay,
So now I'm
good.
just retaking them.
Good, okay. Yeah, believe it or not, people generally have the most problems, not with the civil part of it, it's the engineering and surveying and the seismic. That seems to be the big hurdle. And so a class like this, you know, is going to help, you know, achieve your goal. I would guess that each of you had a survey class, at least like a basic survey class in college, right? And for some, and you guys don't look that old, so I don't think it was that long ago. But it appears that everybody except for Paul doesn't really work with surveyors at all. You know, so that makes it difficult too. And people ask all the time, well, why the heck do we even have to take this survey exam? Well, there's a lot of history behind that, and when we get into talking about California law, I'll explain why we do that today. And so the first thing I want to do is talk about the syllabus, what's in store for the next couple of Saturdays. Okay, so everybody, let's take a look at the class syllabus. And we're going to look at the 3-day syllabus, remember? Not the one in the book, that's the 4-day. We changed the program to be 3 days instead of 4. Okay, so let me put that up here so we'll look at it together. Let's see. All right, so 3 days, and one of the things, we made it a 3-day program because we wanted to cut the cost down, and the only way we could do that is to make it 3 days instead of 4. We still cover the same amount of material, okay? But in order for me to cover the same amount of material, I'm going to have to give you guys some homework, all right? And homework is good. Homework's a good thing, all right? I know that everybody's like busy with their families and their jobs and everything, but you have an entire week to do some homework, and there's not a lot. Probably, maybe you can whip through all this in about an hour, maybe a little bit more, maybe an hour and a half tops, all right? Are all of y'all taking the seismic as well? Okay, that's usually the case. Everybody does back to back, okay? The surveying one's more fun than the seismic. But that remains to be seen, right? Okay, so the homework involves 2 different books. ESM stands for Engineering Survey Manual, as shown in the handout here. That's the book that you all have in front of you. All right, Engineering Survey Manual, right here. The other is called Surveying with Construction Applications. If you look in the fine print of the registration for this class, it says that this is a required book. Nobody ever buys this book because you've already spent a boatload of money on the class already, and you're like, God, do I have to spend another $150 on a book? No, you don't, all right? This is what I tell everybody. I'll be lecturing from this book, and I'm just going to tell you all the good parts about this book, and you'll have to take some notes during that time. The books do overlap a little bit, but this book has some information that the other book does not, okay? This book, I've taken some homework problems from this book and put it in your engineering survey manual. Okay, so when it says survey with construction applications, there's different material that I want you to do over that. So let's look over to the far right-hand column. It says surveying with construction application. Let's all turn to chapter 18 in our engineering survey manual. It's near the end of the book. Okay, chapter 18. And the first page of that is your syllabus. Okay, let's look at some of the following pages, beginning on page 322, okay? See at the top where it says 100-foot ad tape was used to measure. That's the beginning of your homework here, okay? Everybody follow that? All right. And then the other homework, and everybody asks, well, are these the type of questions that I'm going to see on the real exam? No, they're not, all right? These are basic questions, and my goal here is for you guys to build a solid foundation of basic knowledge, okay? We're talking about basic knowledge here. Are you guys going to be surveyors by the time we get done here? No. But you're going to have enough knowledge under your belt that you're going to be able to pass that exam. On chapter 17, and let's all turn to chapter 17 in the book, you'll see the first page says, Practice Exam for Engineering Surveying, okay? And I want you to do all the problems listed on the homework sheet here, okay, for next week. Also, you'll see there that it says Field Demonstration DVD. This afternoon, or tonight rather, when you get home, we'll email you a link to a video. It's about 50 minutes long. And what it is, it's a demonstration of all the different kinds of field equipment that we use as land surveyors, okay? I want you to watch that before next week, along with doing all the homework. Now, the questions in chapter 17 are like the ones you're going to see on the real exam, okay? So that's what we have in mind. Every week we're going to cover, you can see we're going to cover a lot of information here, right? Today we're going to talk about measurements, error theory, taping, leveling, coordinates, bearings, and traverse calculations. We're going to talk about all that today. Next week, when we get together again on Saturday morning, the first thing that we're going to do is go over all the homework. All right, together. We'll go over all the homework. We'll answer any questions that you guys have. Make sure you have a clear understanding of everything that we've covered so far, and then we'll move on to the next subject. All right. Now, when we get to the third week,